Welcome to Late Night in Canada. My name's Brittlestar. I forget my real name. May 24 is upon us, and Canadians are wondering if they're allowed to go to the cottage this upcoming long weekend. Apparently, it all depends on which province you're in. For example, BC says no can do. Ontario is advising residents to hold off on travel plans. However, some provinces have very specific rules. Manitoba, for example, has divided the province into a northern zone and a southern zone. You can travel freely within each zone, but not between zones. The northern and southern zones are divided by the easily identifiable 53rd parallel. Now, where is the 53rd parallel, you might ask? Well, the 53rd parallel north is a circle of latitude that is 53 degrees north of the Earth's equatorial plane. Pretty obvious. I thought this was just something Manitobans instinctively knew, but no, I checked online and people have no idea. They're sharing maps with the line drawn across where the 53rd parallel is and using crazy things like road names and cities to help people figure out where the 53rd parallel is. Why did they do that to the people of Manitoba? Was it just someone in the provincial government who was like, you know what the people need in the middle of a global crisis? A geography riddle. In other lockdown-related news, in La Belle Province, Montreal area elementary schools are set to reopen in September, while daycares will reopen in June. Quebecois children from both groups said they're actually looking forward to going back to school. The lockdown has been pretty boring for them. Plus, they're going through like 2 packs of smokes each a day. Saskatchewan is actually moving into phase 2 of their reopening plan. That allows retail stores to resume business along with some services like hair salons and barbershops to open. When asked if they were concerned the virus would return stronger than ever, the officials of the Prairie Province said, nah, we'd probably see it coming. That's a how flat is Saskatchewan joke. It really is flat. I've only been there once, but I was impressed with how flat it is. We have a fantastic show tonight. Naomi Snieckus is here, and musical guest, George Meanwell. We'll be right back. Promotional consideration for Late Night in Canada is brought to you by Social Media North, presented by Club Coffee. Social Media North, an online social media convention, so you don't have to smell anyone. Tonight's guest is the amazing, phenomenal, and you know her already, Naomi Snieckus.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure. I'm so happy to be here. Well, here, but here. You know what I mean?
Here, but here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sort of it's just the lockdown here.
Like just here, you know, man. Yeah.
Just in the moment, which is fantastic. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, like this is the last time I went through like a pandemic like this, it was way harder. So this is easy. Never done this before. I'm finding everything. I'm finding that there's moments of like creativity and excitement, and then suddenly I turn the corner and I'm crying about any American Idol. Like it's everything every day. It
is really funny. It's sort of like I said to someone recently that my wife and Shannon and I were like big fans of the show Big Brother. Like for instance, the day it came out, and people would be like, "Why do you like the show?" And I said, "Well, it's like people are trapped in a house." And they go through all these relationships and emotions so quickly, and it's like, oh God, we're living it now. Yeah. It's hell. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a glass half full kind of gal, so I do see a lot of the benefit. I see the things that we're gaining from it as opposed to the things that we're losing. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this is tricky, and we're all navigating new territories. So we got to keep on our toes.
I've also had a weird thought this week, and I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I had this thought that I've like almost like panicked that when it's going to be over.
Like that you don't want it over?
I kind of do. I mean, I obviously want it to be over, but at the same time, I'm like, oh no, it's all going to go back to real life after this.
I'm so curious to know what real life will be, because I think real life has changed, and that's okay. We're going to ebb and flow with the way the world goes, right?
Exactly.
We can still
for
be
people
kind.
who don't know,
kindness doesn't like get a virus. You can't put a mask on.
It's going to be your soundbite.
I don't
That's going to be your
Please
soundbite.
don't. There's got to be better.
Kindness doesn't get a virus.
I got better ones coming up.
Do you?
No, I don't know. Maybe not.
We'll find out.
All right.
We'll find out. So tell me, I asked you if you had any fantastic stories you could relay to us about fans, or because I find it one of the interesting things about talking to people, and if it is about fans, gosh, I'm hoping I'm going down the right track.
Yeah,
Am I?
Things are going great.
Okay,
for you.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. If it's about,
I've never been happier. This is so much fun.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You really got to get out of your house.
This is all I have. Okay, keep going.
But I find that one of the most interesting things is when you are on camera and you're on screen a lot, whether it be on TV, film, or even social, when you get people who are excited to see you and people who are super stoked about seeing you, and sometimes you have some weird interactions and weird things happening and odd things happening. Is there anything like that happen to you?
Yeah, also it's Canada, right? So the celebrity idea in Canada is very different than the rest of the world. But
sure.
I travel a lot, especially when we were doing Mr. D in Halifax. So I'd go back and forth, Halifax, Toronto, to a whole bunch. And I'd take my little dog. I don't know where he is. He's not speaking to me again. And Rufus would come with me. And so we'd sit in the Halifax airport waiting for the flight. And one day somebody came up to me and they looked at me and they went, "Oh, hi." And I was like, "Hi." And they said, "Oh my gosh, I don't mean to be I don't mean to be invasive. I don't mean to be rude, but can I get a picture?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, of course." Like, I'm so thrilled when anybody, we work on TV, so you can't see the response like you can on stage. So I'm like, of course, that is absolutely no trouble. They take the camera, they pan down to Rufus. I'm not in the picture. So good old Rufus taking my limelight. Dogs and babies. Don't travel with dogs and babies. They'll take all your limelight.
No. Yeah. That's true. That's just the first rule of acting and comedy. Yeah.
He's
no dogs, no babies. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. One last thing. I think the first time you and I met was at an event at TIFF. Uh-huh. And I was talking about the fact that I was going to be interviewing you. And Shannon, my wife, she said, she had a beautiful dress on that day.
Oh, was it
She said it was some sort of, no, this is like 4 years ago. And I think it was some sort of mermaid dress, she said. She said mermaid.
Yeah, I had a dress. Gosh, I wish I could remember the designers you challenged my brain. But every TIFF, I try to do something different. Like one year I had a stylist that went into like charity shops and thrift shops and designed and styled all my looks from recycled clothing. Because I just want to do something different with that capacity. And that year, last 2 years, I've been doing a thing called the Naomi dress, where a designer designs me one dress and I wear that for the entire TIFF. So it takes away the pressure and the environmental impact and all that stuff. Diane Coatsworth designed it one year. I don't know if you know about her, but she's doing this great thing for making masks right now with the Sewing Army.
Right.
And Matisse Mithron made it last year in this beautiful red dress. So that year, I chatted with a designer who took like 4 of my dresses and created a new dress.
Oh, wow.
So it was really like this cool mermaid dress with like from all these different dresses that I had. Oh gosh, I'm blanking on her name, which is not great, but she did a great job. And
listen, the people that watch this show cannot afford that dress. It's fine.
I'm telling you, it's in my closet. So if anybody would like to have that dress, I would love to donate it to somebody because it's in my closet.
Wow.
I sure would love to pass it on. Maybe we'll do a
I'll
charity thing.
Yeah, I'll just send them your number.
Yeah, perfect.
That'll be fine. Listen, thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it. It's exciting for me to chat with you. It was exciting when I met you the first time, and because you just have one of those faces, it's like, I know who this is. I know exactly who this is, which is really exciting. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you, because you know what? A lot of people talk about doing things, and you're actually doing it. Like, I know, what time is it? It's like almost 9 for you. Like,
I know. It's bedtime.
It's bedtime, but you're like pushing through and creating content, making people laugh, and so good for you.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And thanks again.
Pleasure.
We'll be right back. Promotional consideration for Late Night in Canada is brought to you by Social Media North, presented by Club Coffee. Social Media North, an online social media convention, so you don't have to smell anyone. Ladies and gentlemen, George Meanwell, Eric St. Laurent, and Michael McLennan.
A stationed by a railroad track, a train that's never coming back. I hold a ticket in my hand. A porter or an engineer would ask why I was standing here among the wrappers, rust and sand. The line rolls up before me like a hedgehog in the sun. It disappears across the years, alone like everyone. The wires are humming in the wind, and I know how the words fit in 1,000 songs with one refrain. I used to lean between the cars, the shadows flickering with the stars, the signals ringing in the rain. It's true, sometimes I wonder, was I ever on that train? But even then I try again to hear the rails complain. Sometimes I wonder, was I ever on that train? But even then I try again to hear the rails complain. The world is full, but so's my heart, and I can't tell the two apart. I'm out here where the platform ends, I'm waiting here for you.
Thank you so much for watching. It's May 2-4 weekend, so we'll be back on Tuesday night. Have a great long weekend. Don't drink and drive. Behave. Have fun. See you next week.